Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today we're going to be using a block as our prop. It's going to be a tool just to bring the floor a little bit closer to us and then just a goal point of where we want to eventually end up at. If you don't have a block, get creative. You can use some pillows, you can even stack some books. Yeah, even a can of soup could work too, okay? So go ahead and take your block and just place it off to the side, and we're going to start in a seated position. Okay, so take a moment just to find your sit bones, okay? Wiggle around a little bit. Good, and roll your shoulders back. Just getting adjusted and situated. And when you feel ready, slowly start to close your eyes. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. And then big exhale out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose. Exhaling out through your mouth. Good. Inhaling in through your nose. This one, exhale out through your nose, Ujjayi breath. Taking this time to scan your body, checking in, noticing how you feel right now in the moment. Allowing your practice to help you, guide you to reconnecting to your body, reconnecting to your breath, reconnecting to the present mind. And remembering to always honor your body, listening to what you need in the moment, making modifications, adjustments, really tuning in. And bringing your hands together at your heart center. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And gently start to blink your eyes open. Okay, great. And we're going to start with our hands. Okay, so arms can reach out forward or you can keep them in close to you. And we're going to start by folding our thumb in towards the palm of our hand. Good, and then releasing. Folding the index finger in towards the palm. Spread the fingers wide and releasing. Middle finger folds in, see if you can spread your fingers out wide, and release. Ring finger folds in, spread the fingers wide, and release. Pinky finger folds in, good. Spread the fingers wide, and release, okay? Thumb back in, and release. Index finger in, release, good. Middle finger in, release. Ring finger folds in, and release. Pinky folds in, spread the fingers out, good, and release. One more time, just like that. Thumb folds in, releasing. Index finger folds in, and release. Middle finger folds in, release. Ring finger, release. Pinky finger in, and release. Good. Shake your hands out. Awesome. Really good, everyone. Okay, from here, arms are going to still reach forward, palms face down. Roll the shoulders back. Sit up nice and tall and feel like you're pressing down on a ledge here, okay? So you want to keep really active, strong arms. Turn your palms up and turn your palms down. Good. Palms rotate up. Palms rotate down. Good. Just moving through this, just nice and slow, nice and easy. And again, just kind of noticing how the rotation really comes from the shoulders. And again, you're still plugged into your back. Good, let's do two more. Good, one more. Awesome, good. Let your palms face each other. Good, roll the shoulders back again, okay? We're gonna reach our fingertips forward, almost rounding through our upper back. Good, and then plug those shoulders back in. So we're protracting and contracting, squeezing those shoulder blades together. So protracting, Stretching those fingertips forward and contracting. Good. Keep going. I'm going to go to the side just so you can get a different little view here. Protraction, contraction. Good. A little bit of reaching forward. Good. And plugging those shoulders in. Good. Reaching forward. Plugging those shoulders in. One more. Reach forward. And plug those shoulders back in. Release your arms down. Really nice. Good. And then let's just circle the head. Woo, lots of work in that upper body, that upper back. Good. Reverse the circle going in the opposite direction. Great. Really nice. Okay, one last thing here with the arms. Arms are going to reach forward. Okay, you're going to flex your palms out. Okay. And this should remind you a little bit of downward dog or plank arms, okay? So again, shoulders are plugged into the back, okay? So we're finding a little bit of that contraction, okay? Maybe not squeezing our shoulder blades so much, but finding that nice placement in the shoulder girdle here, okay? Hands are shoulder distance apart, okay? So this is a little narrow for me. I have to go a little bit wider than my shoulders, okay? And that feels a little bit more spacious. And then we're just gonna wave hello and goodbye, okay? Seeing this rotation from our wrist and our forearm, okay? And our hands will always be slightly out, ever so slightly, as our upper arms are folding in. So best to do this if your palms face each other. Roll your shoulders back, okay? Good, turn your palms up towards the sky. Okay, good. So upper arms are facing each other, and then trying your best to keep that activation in the upper arm, in the shoulder, and then start to open up your hands, spread them out. Good, and then keeping those biceps facing each other as best you can, turning in. They may not be totally perfect, okay, as your hands are gently folding out, okay? So lots of rotation going on here, lots of activity in the upper back, in the upper arm, throughout the entire arm. Okay, good, and let's slowly just release that down. Okay, and we'll find that in our plank and in our downward dog here, okay? We're going to switch the cross of our legs, okay? And if your right leg's in front already, just leave your right leg in front. So I'm just gonna switch, right leg should be in front here. From here, fold forward, forward fold, okay? Releasing in those hips, rounding the spine, dropping your head, making it nice and heavy. From here, we're going to walk our hands away from our front legs. We're going to walk our hands over towards the left diagonal. Keep your sit bones rooting and grounding down into the mat. Feel the length through this left side, okay? So we don't want to collapse over to the left. We want the spine to be nice and long. Press into your hands to press your hips back and down. You might get a little extra stretch to that outer right hip, side body. Good. Hands walk back to the center. Slowly rise up to come all the way back up to seated. Arms reach out to the sides. And then slowly side bending to the right. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Good. Top arm bends, hand behind the head. Inhaling, look up towards your elbow. And then exhaling, dropping your elbow towards your knee or towards your other elbow. Okay, reaching right back out. Good. Just 3 times, just like this. Just nice side little bend here. Good. One more. Good. Slowly rising back up and then slowly switching sides. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Good. From here, we're going to let our right hip lift up. We're going to ground our right foot down, bringing our right knee to point up towards the sky. Okay. And then we're going to slowly come all the way up to seated with the right knee bent. Okay. So ankles are crossed here. Right knee's bent. Left arm reaches up towards the sky and twisting. Left arm comes around the right leg to twist towards the right knee. Right hand can reach back behind you, twisting, sitting up nice and tall. Good. If it feels okay, you can look over your right shoulder, or you can just stay neutral, keeping, your head in line with your spine if that feels good, okay? Good. A few more deep breaths. Good. Exhaling, slowly releasing, coming back to the center. Good. And then we're just going to switch the cross of the legs, okay? So, left leg in front. Folding forward, forward fold. Drop your head, make it nice and heavy. walking your hands away from the front leg. So walking your hands towards the right diagonal. Lengthen through the right side. Ground your hands to press your hips back and down. Good. Getting a little extra stretch through the outer left hip. Maybe even a little bit through the side body. The back side body. Good. Walking your hands back to the center, slowly rising on up, side bend stretch, left hand down, right arm up and over. Good, top arm bends behind the head, looking up towards the elbow. Good, exhaling, elbow towards your knee or towards your opposite elbow. Good, and then rising right back up. Just 3 times, just nice and slow. Good, reaching that right arm back up and slowly switching sides. Right hand down, left arm up and over. And as you side bend here, start to let your left hip lift up so you can ground through your left foot. Knee points up towards the sky. Coming on up, twisting. Right arm is going to reach around your left leg. Twisting towards the left knee. Okay, hand can come by your hips to help you twist a little bit deeper. Good, double check that those ankles are crossed. Good. Nice full deep breath here in your twist. Good, nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, slowly releasing. Good, and then we're going to bring both our legs up into knees as wide as your shoulders, okay? From here, I'm just going to window wiper my legs. Okay, hands are just right back behind me. Good, just shifting from right to left, letting your hips move and fold in and out. Okay, good. And then the next time your legs are over to the right, we're going to pause there and we're going to slowly rotate all the way to the right. Okay, and then we're going to come into a little like half pigeon here. So we're going to fold over the right leg. Okay, either coming up onto your hands or your forearms. Okay, and then just breathing into that right side. Good. Good. Arms can reach forward if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. Okay, I'm sort of in a slight diagonal here, okay? It's not necessary, but again, whatever feels best for your hips here and for folding over that right shin. So again, this is like half pigeon pose, okay? Good, hands are gonna walk in. We'll come back up into that neutral position. Knees point up towards the sky. And we're gonna switch right over to the other side. So left knees fall to the left, right hip can lift up, okay, so that you can sit up. And then walking your hands over your left leg. Okay, so my forearms are reaching, in the direction where my shin is, okay? You might feel a deeper stretch over your knee. Again, just go to what feels best for you. Hands down, forearms down, or you can start to stretch your arms forward. Hands walk right back in. Bringing your knees back up towards the sky, and then just a few little window wipers, again, just to kind of clean out the hips here, rotating in and out. Good. Remembering your hips and your shoulder sockets move very similarly, okay? Almost same range of motion, okay? Same sort of joint, okay? So again, lots of activity and movement in those areas, okay? Good. We're going to come up into tabletop, okay? Grab your block though, make sure it's nice and handy here, okay? We're going to have it up at the top of our mat. Okay. Good. So fingers spread out nice and wide, knees stacked under your hips, inhaling, looking up towards the sky. Exhaling, rounding your spine. Gently just moving in and out of cat and cow. Great, and then when you're ready, we'll move into our first downward facing dog. Hips lift up nice and high, okay? And then let's check in with those arms, okay? So looking at your hands, okay? Maybe they're slightly fanning out like they were earlier, okay? Upper arms, you know, are rotating in slightly, okay? Grounding through the hands, okay? Keep imagining, you know, your shoulder girdle really strong here, and then press into those hands to lift your hips up a little bit higher. Knees may be bent. Okay. Nice, soft, full breath. Try not to hyperextend into the upper back, into the rib cage. Okay, seal that bottom rib cage in. Okay, good. Feel really strong here in your downward facing dog. Okay, exhaling, bend your knees, slowly lower down. Good. You're going to take your block and we're going to place it behind our feet here. So we're going to do downward dog with a little heel lift of the block, okay? So again, second downward dog, hips lift up high, heels will drop onto the block here. Good. Okay, checking back in. Hands are fanning out. Good. Upper arms are working. Nice full deep breath here with this little heel lift. Good. Last inhale in. Exhaling, lowering back down onto your knees. Nice and slow. Good. Taking that block. Okay, we're going to move it back to the top of the mat. Okay, here's our third downward facing dog. Okay, so imagine that block under the heels as you press into downward dog. Hips are lifted high. Good. Yep, your heels can drop down, but just imagine that that block is there helping lifting your hips up a little bit higher. Good. One more breath in. Exhaling out. Good. Stay for the inhale. On your exhale, slowly start to release, walking to the top of your mat. Take your time. Good. Okay, and then your block's there at the top of the mat. You can use it if you want to, just hanging out here in your forward fold. Interlacing your hands behind your back, grabbing onto opposite elbows, whatever feels best for you here in your forward fold. Release your arms, bend your knees, slowly roll up to come all the way up to standing. Arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. We're going to move through 3 sun salutations using the block as our prop, okay? So I'm going to place my block this direction, okay, at the top of my mat. And again, it's just a reference point of bringing the floor closer to me. So as I'm moving through my planks and my push-ups, okay, the block will be directly under my chest and under my sternum, okay? So placing your block at the top of your mat. Standing up nice and tall. Arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Okay, think about the crown of your head dropping down towards the mat, towards the block. Hips lift up nice and high. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, hands plant down onto your mat. Okay, I'm going to move my block back just a little bit because I already know as I walk my feet back, I need my block to be directly under my chest, under my sternum. Okay. So staying here in your plank, full plank or half plank, breathe. Think about all that work we did with our arms at the beginning of class, fanning the hands out ever so slightly, engaging the shoulders, the upper back. Breathe here. Good. 2 more deep breaths. Half plank, knees lower down. Hips keep shifting forward, so try not to press your hips back. Keep pressing forward. Bend your elbows halfway, okay? Maybe your chest touches the block, maybe it doesn't, okay? But you're hovering over the block. Shoulders are plugged into the back. Breathing here. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhaling, releasing, back bending of your choice, okay? So I'm going to stay up high here in this cobra, okay, but you're welcome to lower down, Sphinx pose, just move your block out of the way, and we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Good, inhale in through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Inhaling in through your nose, Ujjayi breath out through your nose. One more, inhaling in, exhaling out. Take your time, traveling to the top of your mat. Lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay. Sun Salutation Two, and we're going to add 2 Chaturangas. Inhaling, arms up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, stepping back, plank pose. And again, any adjustments you need to make so that blocks directly under your sternum. Okay. Good. Keep your focus looking past your fingertips. And again, half plank or full plank. I'm going to hold here for 2 more deep breaths. Half plank. I'm going to lower down onto my knees. Chaturanga 2 times. Bend your elbows, hover, hold. Press right back up. Good. Chaturanga, bend those elbows halfway. Maybe it's a micro bend, maybe you're all the way down. Good. Pressing right back up. Coming into your back bend of choice or skipping it. Okay. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Two more deep breaths. Take your time traveling to the top of your mat. Lengthen up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Last one, third one, 3 Chaturangas, arms up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Planting your hands, plank. Good. Breathe here. Strong arms. Press into the pads of your fingertips. Look past your fingertips. Strong core, strong arms. Good. Lowering down, or you can practice with straight legs, okay? 3 Chaturanga push-ups, and again, go slow. Bend the elbows, maybe halfway, maybe a micro bend. Pause. Press right back up. Bend the elbows. Press right back up. Okay, last one. Bend the elbows, pause, hold, back bend of your choice. Good, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, traveling to the top of your mat. Lengthening up halfway. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Good, everyone. Okay, good. Lots of arms, I know. Okay, we're going to step our legs out nice and wide as long as long edge of the mat. Okay. Toes in, heels slightly out, arms out nice and wide. Okay. Take a nice big deep inhale here. Exhaling, start to fold forward halfway. Okay, pause when you get halfway. Readjust, press into the balls of your feet, and exhale, slowly start to fold forward, forward fold. Okay, I'm going to take my block, and I'm just going to use it, again, to bring the floor closer to me. My hands can be on the block. I'm imagining the crown of my head moving towards the mat, towards the block. Good. Drop your head, make it nice and heavy. Good. Of course, any movement is always welcome. I'm just bending one knee, then the other. Good. Okay. Inhaling, lengthen up halfway. Hands on your hips, press down into your feet. Rise all the way up. Okay. Moving into Warrior Two on the right side. Right toes turn out. We're going to bend into that right knee just a few times. Again, just kind of open up the hips here. Good. Arms are going to move out to the sides, nice and wide. Again, imagine that you're pressing down onto a ledge. Nice soft focus over those right fingertips. Okay. Nice, easy, gentle flow here. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Reverse warrior. Right palm reaches up, left fingertips gently, maybe not even touch the back leg, but maybe just a little bit. Keep a nice big bend in that right knee. Good. Exhaling, extended side angle. Right forearm down, left arm up and over. Good. And if you want to, you could use your block, but don't worry, we're not going to stay here too long. We're going to rise on up, Warrior Two, straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in. Left toes out, warrior two on the second side. Take a few deep bends. Pressing your arms down nice and strong. Nice soft focus over those left fingertips. Palms face up. Reverse warrior. Left palm reaches back. Nice big bend in that left knee. Good. Inhaling in. Exhaling, extended side angle. Left forearm down. Right arm up and over. Good. Again, you could use your block here if you wanted to, but we're not staying too long. Okay. Rise up. Warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Left toes turn in. Exhaling, folding forward again. Forward fold. Nice big wide forward fold. Great. From here, lift up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Walk your heels and toes in. So start to walk your feet back underneath you. Okay. And then coming into Malasana. So my feet, my legs and my feet are about hip distance apart, and then shoulder distance apart. Okay. So you can go a little bit wider if you need to. Okay. My toes are slightly turned down. I'm going to bend my knees. So I have to go almost as wide as my shoulders. And I'm going to use that block right underneath my hips. I'm going to bring it up to the highest level. You can also bring it up to the high one, okay? So I'm going to go medium height. Good. And I'm going to lower my hips down onto the block. Good. Here I am in my Malasana. Good. My toes are slightly turned out. But if it feels okay while I'm down here, that I'm a little bit more sturdy, you can start to turn your toes in just ever so slightly. Okay? And then hands come to your heart center, and then use those arms and legs against each other to sit up even taller. Good. Here you are in your Malasana. Nice full deep breath. You can even close your eyes here. Good. Hands lower down. Hips lift up nice and high. Forward fold here. Good. I'm going to turn my toes back in, and then here I am in this nice wide leg, wide leg shoulder width distance forward fold. Lifting up halfway. We're going to move back into Malasana again, okay? So my toes are going to turn out ever so slightly, bending the knees, lowering the hips down. And again, your choice, the highest level, medium height, or the lowest level of your block. And again, I'm going to lower onto my block, sitting up nice and tall. And again, I'm going to try to work my toes forward just a little bit. Arms, elbows in my knees, working against each other to press into one another, finding that resistance as I lift up nice and tall. Good, breathing here. Good, hands down, hips up, folding forward. Good, this time I'm going to interlace my hands behind my back, just giving myself a nice little stretch here through my chest and my shoulders. Okay, lifting up about halfway, Malasana third one, bending the knees, turning the toes out ever so slightly, sitting back. Maybe you don't use your block this round, okay? Or maybe you need to lift it up higher. Okay, hands to your heart center, check in with your body. Breathing deeply. Okay, good. Hands down, hips up. Slowly start to walk those feet back underneath you. And we're going to slowly make our way all the way down onto our mat. Okay. Good. Okay, for this round, you want to make sure you're definitely using a block or a pillow, okay? because we're going to use it to support our hips. We're going to come into supported bridge. So gently just lower down onto your back. Okay, feet, knees point up, our hip distance, knees point up towards the sky. And then slowly lift your hips up. And we're going to slide the block underneath our sacrum and our hips, okay? And again, you may have to adjust. Just make sure it's not anywhere on your low back. And then just pausing here, staying here in your supported bridge. Knees are still pointing up towards the sky. Okay. If it feels okay, all right, we're going to come into Supta Kanasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. And again, just be really mindful here. Check in with your body and see how this feels. Feeling the hips open. Good. And using your arms to help guide your legs back together. Okay. Good. And then again, you can play with, staying here in the supported bridge with your knees bent. You can play with being in Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. Or we can come into a little Psoas Release by straightening one leg onto the mat and then the other. And then just pausing here, finding this relief through the front of the hips. Good. Making any adjustments, okay. So when I straighten my legs, I know I have to kind of adjust my block closer towards my heels, okay, or closer towards my hamstring connection. It feels way better on my low back. So make any adjustments as you need to. And then feel that psoas, your hip flexors, all just open up and release. Okay, so this is our back bend for today. Okay, arms can reach up over your head, letting your chest expand and open up here. Good. Arms move down by your sides. Of course, you're always welcome to stay longer in this position. Otherwise, you'll start to bend one leg in, then the other. Okay. And then coming into a variation of legs up the wall, okay, Viparita Karani, okay, but we're going to keep the block or pillow supported under our hips. And we're going to fold one leg in, then the other, and towards our chest, and then we're going to straighten our legs up towards the sky. And again, if they're slightly bent, that's totally fine. Good. Yeah, just let your legs hang heavy here. Just reversing the blood flow. Good. Try not to let your legs fold in towards your chest. You want to keep your tailbone nice and heavy still. Okay, this is just a nice little prep for shoulder stand. And slowly start to bend your knees and planting one foot at a time onto the mat. Go slow here. Lift your hips up. Slide the block out from underneath you and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and gentle here. Let's just do little window wipers just like we did at the beginning of class. Arms can be in goalpost arms, cactus arms, and gently just shifting your hips and your legs from right to left. Just little window wipers. And then when you're ready, slowly stretching your legs out onto the mat, nice and long. Good, arms down by your sides, turn your palms up. Start to breathe in the benefits of your practice.
Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, making circles with your wrists and ankles. When you're ready, stretching your arms up over your head. Gathering your knees into your chest. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, and then rolling over onto your side and gently just making your way up to a seated position. Good. I'm going to sit on my block just to bring my hips up a little bit higher to find a little more release through the hip flexors here. Hands joined together at your heart center. And just thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste.